Today I'll be speaking about the Jefferson Parish Green Infrastructure Plan. We'll be providing a background on green infrastructure and its benefits, explain how green infrastructure can help offset flooding and other hazards impacting the parish, and also introduce the Green Infrastructure Plan. To understand green infrastructure, we must first have a basic understanding of the term infrastructure. Infrastructure describes the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities needed for the operation of a society or enterprise. Gray refers to manufactured materials. Green simply denotes the use of natural materials or processes to provide those services. Traditional gray infrastructure such as pipes and pumps are designed to move stormwater away from the built environment as quickly as possible. Green infrastructure uses natural materials and processes to manage stormwater runoff at its source while delivering environmental, social, and economic benefits. In 2019, Congress enacted the Water Infrastructure Improvement Act, which defines green infrastructure as the range of measures that use plant or soil systems, permeable pavement, or other permeable surfaces or substrates, stormwater harvest and reuse, or landscaping to store, infiltrate, or transpirate stormwater and reduce flows to sewer systems or to surface waters. Green infrastructure enhances our system of gray infrastructure by reducing the amount of stormwater that reaches our drainage system, allowing infiltration into the soil and filtering pollutants from stormwater runoff. Together, when designed and applied properly, gray and green infrastructure can work in tandem to create a unified, balanced drainage network that will deliver substantial, cost-effective benefits at scale and over time. There are many forms of green infrastructure. Forms vary from more engineered solutions, such as a green roof or permeable pavement, or simpler solutions such as a rain garden or rain barrel. Examples of green infrastructure happens at multiple scales, including individual and community scale. Individuals at their homes and businesses can implement some of the following technologies, including but not limited to rain gardens, which is a bioretention measure, water harvesting and reuse, such as rain barrels, cleaning catch basins to get the water to the pumps, planting and maintaining trees, and also removal of excess pavement. Examples of green infrastructure at the community scale. At a larger community scale, green infrastructure may be implemented in private and in public developments and at small, local, and neighborhood scale. Some examples of larger implementation include retention, which is dry, detention, which is wet, so you have water in the ponds, versus retention is a dry situation. It only has water in it during storm events. Bioretention areas, bioswales or grass swales, permeable paving, green roofs, and water harvesting and reuse. In the upper left, instead of traditional concrete, permeable paving is used in a library parking lot. This paving allows water to infiltrate into the soil beneath. In the upper right, this is Gretna Downtown Drainage Project Phase 1, which features bioretention cells, subsurface retention, permeable pavers, and planting areas. So all the retention is underneath the ground. Bioretention may be implemented in the middle or side of a street, or storage may be provided as a part of the street itself. The bottom right shows a neutral ground with curb cuts to allow stormwater to drain into it. In the lower left is a streetscape design incorporating green infrastructure into the right-of-way. Local green infrastructure case studies, Pontiff Playground. One example of green infrastructure is the Wally Pontiff Jr. Park, located in Old Metairie. The park is a traditional suburban park that also functions as a stormwater detention pond. A 3-foot tall berm was constructed around the perimeter to provide 52 million gallons of stormwater storage. which is approximately equal to filling the entire lower level of the Superdome. This effectively reduces flooding in the surrounding 100-acre area by approximately 6 inches. Local green infrastructure case study, Earhart and Clearview Interchange. Another local example is the multiple detention ponds constructed at the Earhart and Clearview Interchange to address localized flooding. The project included construction of multiple ponds, an earthen berm, and drainage canal upgrades to improve the conveyance. These projects provided temporary storage and allow the pump system to catch up, which reduces flooding in the surrounding streets. The ponds and fountains also provide community beautification. Local green infrastructure case study, Republic Distribution, located on Jefferson Highway. Another example is on-site detention at the Republic Distribution site located on Jefferson Highway. The entire roof drains into a subsurface drainage system that's located underneath the parking lot. Other simple solutions includes a bioswale at Oshner along River Road, a retention parking lot at Zupardo's grocery store, and stormwater planter in downtown Tampa. Benefits of green infrastructure. Green infrastructure provides direct and indirect benefits in the areas of economy, society, and environment. In addition to stormwater and flood management, green infrastructure helps to mitigate subsidence and recharge the groundwater through infiltration into the soil. Green infrastructure also helps to protect the quality of our surface waters, which protects and preserves our fishing industries. Utilizing trees and landscaping improves air quality, reduces the heat island effect, improves health, provides opportunity for recreation, and increases property values. Green infrastructure provides function and adds natural beauty. As a result of these benefits, our community becomes more livable and resilient, and our property values increase. Challenges. Because most of Jefferson Parish landmass is below sea level, its drainage system incorporates infrastructure that is not typically found in most urban areas, including pumping stations, levees, flood walls, and canals. Jefferson Parish Drainage Department operates and maintains 73 drainage pump stations containing 195 pumps installed throughout the parish drainage system for a total capacity of 47,100 cubic feet per second. Intense rainfall, clay and loamy soils, and land mass impact, define, and constrain characteristics of the Jefferson Parish drainage system. Floods have been and continue to be the most frequent destructive and costly natural hazard facing Jefferson Parish. 54 floods recorded in Jefferson Parish between 1996 and 2018. The traditional approach of rainwater management removes runoff as fast as possible through underground pipes and pumping stations, quickly drying out the parish's loamy soils and sinking the land, also referred to as subsidence. The sinking land cracks pipes and warps and destabilizes existing built infrastructure. The natural landscape of Jefferson Parish is largely covered with buildings, paved roads, and parking lots. Raindrops land on and collect on its hard, impervious surfaces instead of soaking up into the ground or being captured and evaporated on trees and plants. As runoff travels across impervious surfaces, it picks up and transports pollutants. Subsequently, those pollutants are washed into parish waters where they impact water quality, aquatic habitat, and fish. The plan will address these challenges. Best practices acknowledge that conveying rainwater through traditional gray infrastructure alone is ineffective in terms of managing both water quality and flood risk. Better drainage comes from a balance between traditional pump and pipe methods and using the natural materials and processes to hold and filter water. Many communities combine gray and green infrastructure approaches to manage rainwater to achieve multiple community goals. Developing a strategic plan that incorporates green infrastructure will help the parish combat these challenges that we face. About this initiative, the objective is to create a plan that guides parish efforts for continued implementation of green infrastructure. How will we do this? We will evaluate the existing stormwater management plans, policies, regulations, and practices. We will analyze stormwater data, rain volume, FEMA repetitive loss, soil topologies, etc. Assess parking and paving requirements. Evaluate best management practices from similar communities. Invite and integrate community insight and feedback into the plan, and process policies and recommendations that encourage green infrastructure and a pathway towards a more sustainable parish. The Green Infrastructure Plan addresses flooding, hazards, and other challenges that impact how Jefferson Parish balances water. Explains the benefits of green infrastructure and how a mixed approach of green infrastructure can help mitigate flooding now and in the future, and utilizes previous studies and reports to establish a vision statement, goals and objectives, and recommendations for incorporating green infrastructure into public projects and private development. The draft vision statement, goals and objectives. Jefferson Parish residents are served by an exceptional state-of-the-art drainage system that uses pipes and pumps and works with nature to protect their property during flood events. Advancing a more sustainable approach to more effectively reduce risks to people and property over time is our vision statement. The goals, number 1, reduce flooding and improve environmental quality by slowing, storing, and cleaning high energy runoff before it enters the drainage system. Number 2, create or enhance public spaces. Pursue cost-effective projects. Ensure green infrastructure is easily accessible for the public. Educate the public about the benefits of green infrastructure. And number 3, overcome technical, regulatory, and institutional obstacles. Align and advance similar parish efforts. Enable a unified approach to green infrastructure reflected across the parish code of ordinances. Ensure fair and enforceable subdivision standards for new development that performs well in flood events and helps to support future growth in the parish. Examples include evaluate opportunities to reduce imperviousness through amendments to on and off street parking requirements, enable a unified approach to green infrastructure reflected across the parish of code of ordinances, and ensure fair and enforceable subdivision standards for new development that performs well in flood events and helps to support future growth in the parish. How can you get involved? You can visit our website to learn more about the initiative, jeffparish.net, Departments Planning Green Infrastructure Plan. You can also submit any concerns, questions, and suggestions regarding this project to the following email address.